How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Friday. I know I'm a little early today, but it's Friday. And, I go a little early on Fridays. I didn't go too early, but I am here in my studio. Welcome to the show, Adamcast IRL, where I come and give you my view on things that are happening. Today we're going to be talking about the whole censorship issue, the Hunter Biden stuff. I mean, I'm not going to get into the details of what they were censoring, but I'm going to talk about the fact that they were censoring it, how that's super hypocritical of them. I found an interesting article basically showing how just how much of Democrats they are as far as, who works for them. So I'm going to talk about that, and then I'm going to talk about this other stuff that's going on, foreign interference, people in Australia that are basically working for the Biden campaign. I don't know if they're actually on the payroll. Probably not. But they're calling people in America trying to get them to vote Biden, and I just thought that's absolutely ridiculous because can you just imagine if Donald Trump had any other country, people calling American citizens going, hey, are you going to vote for Biden? Are you going to vote for Trump? Excuse me. Hi, this is a regular old Russian citizen. I want to know if you're voting for Trump. And it's like, you know how much they would freak out if that happened? They would flip their lid. Anyway, we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about TDS again. I've spoken about this before. I've read about it. Now, we all know what it is. Trump derangement syndrome, it's a thing. People actually have it. I've got a couple examples, but it's getting crazy because teachers are straight up kicking their kids out of class. And I can't believe it. So before I get into it, I'm going to play a song, just play a little tune before I get into it. Because, I try to get out of here before 8 o'clock because the Timcast IRL show goes live. Although they've been taking random days off, I don't really even know anymore. So hopefully I'll have some time at the end of the show to play a couple songs. I will be looking. If you super chat a suggestion, chances are I'll absolutely play it. That's just the way it goes. So I will definitely play some of the songs if you suggest them. And here we go. I don't know what I'm going to play, actually. I'm just going to play a little ditty. Yeah. If justice is dead, it's worth liberating. If justice is dead, it's worth liberating. And these are my thoughts for you. Yeah, that's a little ditty that I've got. I saw someone said no covers. I'm not playing any cover songs. What are you talking about? That was my song. Anyway, that's just a little thing. I'll play some more music at the end of the show. You know, it is 6:30, so I do like to start the actual news segment at 6:30. Normally on a Friday, I might go a little earlier later on. I don't know. I'm still kind of working out my own schedule. Hopefully, I get my own internet soon. That is what I'm trying to do. They don't seem to want to install my own internet because there isn't many internet providers here. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to happen. Unfortunately, it's out of my hands. So welcome to the show. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. It is Friday. I don't know if you were watching the town halls last night. It was embarrassing, hard to watch. You know, you watched the Trump interview. It's like she was trying to just attack him with everything she had, and Trump was just, you know, fending off everything like a freaking sword battle. And then you watched the Biden town hall, and it was just lobbing up softballs over to him, and he was swinging it, missing, and they were picking up, and they were going, okay, wait, here, we'll put it on a little, what, I forget the T-ball, you know, where they set it on the little thing in front of you. It's like, come on, give them some hardball questions. You know, they were complaining about how, well, I guess not complaining. They were reporting that the Biden town hall got 2.5 million more views. Yeah, because everyone was wondering if the freaking guy was going to ask him about his son and the allegations and the fact that he did know about it and the fact that he's been talking about not knowing anything about his son. Like, he's adamantly said for months and months and months, nothing illegal has happened between my son and anything else. Like, it's all not corroborated and there's no proof at all. Yeah, well, the proof came out. And that is actually the premise of our first story, which is Twitter and Facebook were coming down hardcore on anyone that was posting this stuff. It's seriously like suspending fairly prominent figures on Twitter. You know, Jack Posobiec was, I don't know, was he locked out? I think that's the term, because he wasn't banned. He was just locked out. He couldn't do anything for a little while because he posted something that was from the New York Times, or not the New York Times, the New York Post, right? So let's look at this. Check this out. Twitter and Facebook selective censorship is an attack on free speech. This is from thespectator.org. This is from Dr. Kelly Ward, who's in government. All right, and I'm pretty sure she got banned from Twitter. She actually talks about this. So this sums it up really well. I'll just read it to you. A few weeks ago, a New York Times published a story on President Trump's tax returns, which was shared far and wide across the internet. In fact, Twitter and Facebook helped promote the story on their platforms, despite pushback from the White House and Trump businesses. With that in mind, consider a different story that broke a few days ago. The New York Post, America's oldest newspaper, published a bombshell report that revealed newly uncovered emails between Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, and a Ukrainian business associate. In one email, the Ukrainian businessman thanks Hunter for introducing him to his father, then Vice President of the United States and point person for U.S. policy in Ukraine. This is some serious stuff that came out. Like, this proves that there's a connection that Joe Biden has been claiming for months now, that there is no connection at all. The Biden campaign immediately went into overdrive to try and spin the story, especially because Joe Biden himself has repeatedly and indefensively denied that he had any knowledge of his son's business dealings in Ukraine or contact with his associates. Worse, the New York Post story on Biden was immediately suppressed by both Facebook and Twitter. The former claimed it was letting its fact-checkers investigate the veracity of the article, while the latter cited a 2018 policy against linking to hacked materials. Both tech giants even limited the social media accounts of editors at the New York Post who attempted to share the article. There is no mystery as to why the Biden emails originated from either. A computer repair shop in Delaware received a laptop that needed repairs in 2019. After some time had passed and the laptop had not been picked up or paid for by its owner, as per their policy, the repair shop then took ownership of the laptop. The technician who was making the repairs on the laptop discovered shocking emails and videos of the vice president's son in the nude and made a copy of the hard drive before ultimately turning it over to the FBI. The contents were provided to the New York Post were hardly acquired by hacking. In contrast, no one knows where the tax release information published by the New York Times came from. Moreover, it is a crime to disclose a person's tax returns without their consent or permission from a court. The Times story, supposing for a minute, hypothetically, that the documents were legitimate, would therefore be based upon a criminal act, and yet somehow this fails to meet Twitter's hacking standard. The New York Post is not a fringe publication. It is one of the largest newspapers in the country by circulation and has been published in our most populous city for more than 200 years. Just as the New York Times editors chose to run the Trump tax story, the New York Post editors made the independent and editorial decision to run the Hunter Biden email story. Now, as someone whose own Twitter account has been suspended despite being the state chair of a major political party in a battleground state, which is Arizona, by the way, I am deeply offended by the select censorship from our big tech overlords. It sends a chill down my spine to think that those tech giants are so blatantly putting their thumb on the election scales in favor of Democrats. They have invoked the First Amendment to justify their business model for so many years that it now appears that big tech believes that they are the official arbiters of the First Amendment. As the Democrats have often declared during Judge Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation process, millions of Americans people are already voting. Well, they are Americans, of course. There are less than 3 weeks left in this election, and for Facebook, Twitter, and other social media companies to be clamping down on a bombshell story from a major newspaper until their supposed fact checkers approve it, which, by the way, are usually nothing more than left-wing media outlets with an axe to grind against the Trump administration, displays an arrogance that must be addressed immediately by our elected leaders in Washington. If this means taking a serious action to break up those big tech monopolies or repealing Section 230 protections for those companies to protect our God-given First Amendment rights as Americans, so be it. That was from Dr. Kelly Ward. She is a family physician, two-term Arizona state senator, and the chairwoman of the Republican Party of Arizona. Wow. I mean, I couldn't have summed it up better myself. She did such a killer job. I mean, that is what we've been talking about. Tim talks about it for a lot, repealing. Well, reforming 230 is what Tim is for. And I actually agree with Tim here. We need to reform it. Repealing it is a little bit different. Even Trump actually went as far as I think I have it right here. Yeah, he just straight up blatantly went out there and said repeal 230, and I believe Tim had some words to say about that. I don't think that's the right answer. We need to alter it so that we still we have the protections that it gives it, but in a different sense. But we do need free speech. We need free speech out there. Let's see. All right. So now this is where it gets good, right? This is where it gets good. Facebook and Twitter CEOs will have to answer to the state Senate Republicans after Biden New York Post story controversy. Oh, does that not? I mean, now Tim, for example. Tim Pool, if you don't know who he is, he's an incredible YouTuber, journalist. I get a good chunk of my news from him, and he thinks that nothing's coming of this. This is just them going, whatever. They're gonna show up, and basically nothing's going to happen. Nothing. It's gonna be silly and. It's all fluff. It's all show. All right. Look at this. We got Senator Hawley came out and requested Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey and Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg to appear before the Senate Judiciary Subcommittee on Crime and Terrorism in the coming hearing titled Digital Platforms and Election Interference. I don't know. I'm curious what you think. I would like to think that something happens from this. Is something going to happen from this? I don't know. It's I would like to think that they're going to get in trouble or something's going to happen where they have to be held accountable for clearly being biased. Check this out. Facebook, Twitter employees, this is both, send over 90% of political donations to Democrats. So that means of all the employees that are, working for these companies, every single political donation has gone to Democrats. They're clearly Democratic. Project Veritas called out Facebook. I think it was like 3 months ago. They had whistleblowers that if they saw Trump supporters banned, shadow banned, all these things. Now, Jack Dorsey says, we don't do that. Nothing of the sort. But it's weird, the timing of this, okay? Because this happened, let's see, right here. This was yesterday, 10:30 in the morning. What happened yesterday? There's something happened. Oh, yeah. Twitter went down. Twitter was inaccessible for a good hour and a half, 2 hours. There was a big chunk in the day. Later on in the day, it was after this. So they formally requested them. And then, of course, Twitter went down. Now, I saw a couple people popping up saying, oh, look at this. My bookmarks were deleted. I lost some information. What were they doing? I mean, were they covering up something? I don't know. I don't have the ability to find out what that is. But it is actually rather suspicious, I'd say. Sus, as the Among Us players would say. Now we have, this is from the FCC. This is from Ajit Pai. It says it's a statement on Pai on Section 230. So I'm just going to read this. Members of all three branches of the federal government have expressed serious concerns about the prevailing interpretation of the immunity set forth in Section 230 of the Communications Act. There is bipartisan support in Congress to reform the law. Yes, this is wonderful news. The U.S. Department of Commerce has petitioned the Commission to clarify ambiguities, there it is, in Section 230. And earlier this week, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas pointed out that courts have relied upon policy and purpose arguments in grant sweeping protections to internet platforms that appear to go far beyond the actual text of the provision. This is huge, all right? This is them saying we got people on both sides of the aisle recognizing that this is messed up. They're going too far. They're taking the words and just running with it, using it to how they can get around it. It's like we need to clarify. We need to reform it so that they specifically list what can or cannot be said on their platforms. But then comes the argument on Donald Trump's tweets alone. I'll just bring that up. So his tweets, he can't ban anyone. If someone's yelling at him and saying, I hate you, over and over and over again on every single reply guy, if you will, on every single post, they're out there. There's people that literally live to, and on both sides too, there's people that just live to hate him and will post that I hate you. And then there's people that are just posting, I love you, I love you, I love you. Now, it's a town square. They've made it so that he can't get rid of anyone. He can't ban anyone. He can't make anyone not be able to speak on his platform within Twitter, which I always found weird because the internet is the new town square. We all connect. Right now, we're connecting. You guys are listening to me speak about this on the internet. This is where we get our information now. You're on YouTube. You can learn how to do anything on YouTube. And we communicate. Twitter, Facebook, those are the two main places that people meet nowadays. I ask what people use Facebook for. To talk to my grandma, look at pictures, communicate with my friends. I mostly use Messenger. That's what I hear. Oh, you mostly use Messenger. So people are meeting up and talking via Messenger. Well, now Tim Pool actually himself sent a link and it got flagged in a private message. So not only are they, regulating what's happening in the public space within Facebook, they're taking the private messages and flagging these articles. So you can't even share things privately anymore without them getting flagged. So they're definitely getting worse and worse and worse with this authoritarianism. Everything that happens in our platform, it's our platform, so you have to abide by our rules. It's like, okay, that's only going to work for so long because we're still adjusting to this internet, like part of being our society. Like, we have the internet and it affects us. We communicate differently. We're not meeting down the road with all of our homies and, going to the bar together. We're talking on the internet. I don't even live anywhere close to any of my friends. I have friends all over the place because I moved around a lot throughout my years. I've got friends in New York, Chicago, Florida, Arizona, California, Europe, in many different places. So, I got friends all over the place. I still communicate with them because of the internet. If someone all of a sudden said, oh, you're not allowed to talk to your friends because of this platform, I would most likely find a different platform. But if all of a sudden all platforms said you can't even say anything that we disagree with, then what are we going to do? Maybe go back to just communicating in person? I mean, via phone call? Like, how does it work, It's only a matter of time. Now, of course, this is kind of, I was talking to Anomaly last night. He was on the show. Shout out to Anomaly. And Patriot J, actually, they had a new video that came out today. It's rather spicy, or actually came out last night. But you can go check it out on YouTube. But he was on my show, and we were talking about the whole Twitter going down for a little bit. And I was like, what if they knew that the town halls are coming up? Because last night there was the town hall with President Trump and Vice President Joe Biden. And I was like, man, like, Twitter is such a public forum that people communicate on Twitter and talk about it and mostly roast Joe Biden. And maybe, well, obviously, if you're on either side, you'll probably roast the opponent and, try to prop up, whoever you're voting for. And I was like making a joke, like, what if this is kind of a thing that they're trying to keep Twitter away from the masses so people can't communicate about how bad Biden's doing and how good Trump's doing, which, of course, I have some bias in there that I'm showing. But look at this. So, of course, Babylon Bee came out with a news story that says Twitter shuts down entire network to slow spread of negative Biden news. Now, I said this as a joke. And Babylon Bee, they thread the needle as far as what is satire and what is real life. They're really good at it, and it's getting really close to having Snopes just go on every single thing that they do, which of course they're biased. But Donald Trump says Twitter shuts down entire network to slow down spread of Biden news, negative Biden news. Wow, this has never been done in history. This includes his really bad interview last night. Why is Twitter doing this? Bringing more attention to Sleepy Joe and Big Tech. Well, he says Big T, but the comments on this is hilarious because come on, if you don't know Donald Trump on Twitter, that dude trolls. He trolls people so hardcore. This is definitely a troll, all right? Everyone's like, I can't believe he thinks this is real. Like, it's satire. Even Carlin B, shout out to Carlin. No Trump, bad Trump, parody article. I can literally hear her voice saying that. And then, of course, Ian Miles Chong below says, pretty sure he knows. I'm going to have to agree with you, Ian. I think he knows. And he does it, Kofifi. That's, you know what I'm saying? He trolls. He's the troll in chief. He knows what he's doing, and it's hilarious. So let's see. Here we got some more. Check this out. This happened last night. James Wood says, "Thank you, Christopher. As you can see, folks, Twitter is blocking a user from tweeting just this hashtag. Simply hashtag crooked Joe Biden. He was just trying to tweet it out. Sent it over to him. As far as I know, it's satire that Babylon Bee said that. But when you see this kind of stuff, is it though? Are you rooting for Biden? Do you really not want Trump to be president, Jack? Twitter? I don't want to get banned from Twitter, but I would rather have the answers to these questions because it's awfully suspect. You got to be honest. It's a little weird. I don't know if anything's going to come from this, the FCC coming down, talking about how there's a bipartisan, want to bring reform to Section 230 because we need it. We need that. We need to be protected from free speech. Now everyone's going to argue, oh, well, then all of these, right-wing, white supremacists will say stuff. Yeah, and most people are going to probably block them and ridicule them for having crazy thoughts and thinking outside of the norm of society, because that's not normal. If you get rid of it, number one, you can't prove that it even exists. People keep talking like, oh, white supremacy, this and that. And it's like, where? I'm not seeing it anywhere. Oh, well, they banned him. Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't really prevalent anyway. And then you got to take into account trolls going to be trolls. There's many people out there that will say anything to trigger you if they can. They want to trigger you. Literally, that's what they thrive on. Triggered. Oh, yes, tears from the people that I've triggered. Yes, this is what sustains me living in the basement. I'm obviously steering sideways from here, but that's whatever. I don't care. This is the kind of thing, though. They're clearly choosing a side. They've clearly chosen Biden, and that includes the mainstream media, because that town hall meeting last night, my goodness, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing that they were lobbing all these softball questions to Biden. They didn't talk about the fact that he basically got caught lying for months about that Hunter's never done anything wrong. I have no business contacts with any of his business contacts. Never had any of them. Blah, 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 blah. We saw the email, Joe Biden. We saw that. That email says, thank you for connecting me with the vice president. 1 year later, what did you do, Joe Biden? You had the guy fired. You told the Ukrainian government, yeah, if you don't fire that guy, you don't get the money. And look at that. They fired the guy. And you laughed about it. You had this like cheesy smile on your face, like, yeah, I'm the cool guy in the room, that I get to do that and show off how cool I am by doing that. Yeah, that condescension is running rampant. Whenever I see Kamala Harris giggle and laugh at a serious accusation or a serious question, and then she just brings up Orange Man Bad, it's like, gosh, it's so condescending. You and Kamala, I'm talking to Joe Biden right now, and Kamala Harris, you both think the American people are stupid, don't you? You do. You really think that we don't know what's going on, that you think, oh, I'm just going to laugh and, ha ha ha, you're so stupid, you don't even understand the answer to this question before I even answer it. Joe Biden, hey, what are you going to do when you become president? Oh, if I answer that question, that's all people will be talking about. Let's talk about how bad Trump is. You're running for president. You're supposed to tell us what you're going to do as president, Joe Biden. What are you thinking? Why is that the case? Why is he getting away with that? Why aren't reporters saying that is unacceptable? You're running for president. You need to tell the American public what you want and what you're going to do when you become president. Are you going to stack the courts? Of course you are, because you're not denying it. And they've already alluded that they're going to do that. Of course they're going to do it. Of course they're going to stack the courts. They want it they want it easy to make whatever changes they want to the laws. California is straight up making segregation legal again, making discriminating legal again, so they can discriminate against whoever they want. Now, there's arguments, oh, well, we just want to make it equal. It's like, okay, well, I want to live in a meritocracy where you have to earn your way in. Doesn't matter what your skin color is, and that's how it should be. This is getting out of hand. So we need Section 230 reform. Now, Tim says, no, I don't believe anything's going to happen from this. Now, maybe this hearing, these subpoenas that are going to the Zuckerberg and Dorsey, maybe nothing's going to happen from it. But you know what has happened, though? It's given more people the idea in their head that big tech has too much power. Even this conversation right now, I'm talking to you right now. We're talking about it. It's the conversation's being had, and they're making themselves look bad. This is what gets me. This is what gets me the most. They're hiding this Hunter Biden story, right? So they came out and said, it's not that we think it's, and all the stuff I've read, it's all about the fact checkers making sure it's factual. They actually weren't saying that. All right. When it came out on Wednesday, they were saying, look, it's not that it's not factual. It's that it shows faulty, images of Hunter Biden in a way that, is I don't remember exactly the word that they chose, but it went against their TOS, the terms of service, because it was showing pictures and some other stuff about personal information and whatnot. So then on a government website, it was posted with none of the pictures, none of the other stuff, just the text, just the emails, which is the most important part about this, the emails connecting Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and I forget the businessman in Ukraine that this was all about. This all revolved around that. It was a connection. They blocked that too. So it was clear bias. So whatever. If nothing comes of it, at least we are now one step closer, at least, to it being a mainstream conversation. I'm not talking about mainstream media. I'm talking about the people that pay attention, which are the people that matter. We're the ones that make the decisions. We're the ones voting. Get out and vote. Seriously, voting is super essential. I can't wait to vote. The first thing I did when I got here is I went and registered to vote here in Maryland, which is even weirder that I went up on Instagram. I post stuff on Instagram. Last night I opened up Instagram and I got a message that said, Dear Adam, let us know if you need help mailing in your ballot back here in Jersey. And I was like, wait, what? I never registered to vote in New Jersey. I was registered to vote in Arizona, which I was until I came here to register in Maryland, which I did. I'm waiting for my registration card. So, it's like, what can I do? I could fly to Arizona, but do I have a ballot in Jersey? A mail-in ballot? I kind of think I might. We're not at that house anymore, but even when we were living there, Tim Pool got a mail-in ballot for someone that didn't even live there anymore. What? So they just anyone that they know, like, send it out. Send these ballots out. Yeah. Send it out. So does that mean in the mailbox at that old house, there's a ballot with my name on it? Is there a way that I can check if someone votes for me? If that's the case, there's a ballot over there. I don't like this. There's something going on. Obviously I've kind of got, sidetracked here with just talking about voting, but this is true. I just got this notification saying, let me know if you need help mailing or, bringing in your mail-in ballot. It's like, I never registered to vote in Jersey, let alone a mail-in ballot. I'm going to go in and stamp Trump. I can't wait to press that button and look at Biden and give him the finger. Obviously, it's just a name on a list. I guess you just circle it in. Whatever. Crazy. I see the chat saying I can check. So I want to check because I'm dead serious. I want to know because if somehow it shows that my ballot in New Jersey votes for anything other than Trump, we're going to have some issues. Granted, I have a platform and I'm going to talk about it if that's the case. So I'm going to be looking into that. All right, anyway, I'm kind of ranting over here, but that's fine. I'm going to talk about this next story. All right, so this kind of caught me off guard. Someone brought this to my attention. They sent me a message on my Facebook fan page, which is just simply Adam Crigler if you want to look at it. So Beto O'Rourke in Texas had a tweet. I'm going to pull it up. If Texans continue to smash voting records, Joe Biden will win Texas and the election will be over on election night. No waiting days, weeks to count votes in Pennsylvania. If you want to destroy any chance of Trump has to win or steal this election, then focus on Texas. And lo and behold, we've got a post from Midge. Raya Midge says, the whole world is rooting for you. Here's a picture of my husband doing his phone bit banking for Beto from Sydney, Australia. I'm sorry, what? Is this an American? I'm like, maybe it's an American. All right, let me look into it, And I go down, and then we got this, love the passion, but is he American? I was like, oh, good. Or just an Aussie who's a big fan of American politics. He's Australian. We don't see it as a sport. We are terrified of the impact another 4 years of Trump. There will be no international action on climate change if the U.S. is absent from the table. We're on the forefront of fighting to get carbon zero. All right. I know a lot of countries in Europe have achieved it, but we're a lot bigger than them. But we're making our own strides. When we were in the Paris Accords, no one else was paying attention to it. That's why Trump took us out. All right. But anyway, the fact remains, there's Australians canvassing to American citizens to vote for Biden. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Trump did this? Can you imagine if, even if they were Australians, but oh my gosh, if they were Russians, oh my gosh, the Russians are calling to support Trump in this election. Well, now we have proof that people in Australia are actually canvassing for Biden to American citizens. How is that not foreign interference? This blew me away. I could not believe it when I read this. It was just like, geez. And then, of course, the comments, man, everyone's like, it's either like, oh, yeah, thank you for the support. I even have Australians that are commenting on this, like, this is ridiculous. Those Australians should focus on Australia, because Australia needs some help right now in their government, because Victoria specifically, they're going full authoritarian right now. It's a crazy place to be. You can't even go to the store or not go anywhere without a pass from the government saying you're approved because of your job, because of X, Y, and Z. You have to jump through the hurdles that they're putting into place. But they're arresting you. It's crazy. Man, so I was like looking into the laws. I've got this, I pulled up some law stuff about it. And, they were talking about, is it illegal for foreign nationals to influence the U.S. elections, which this is actually just foreign citizens, not foreign nationals, which if they were living here making these canvass calls. And, I scroll through it. There's a lot of different stuff here, but here it is. The lower court says the ban does not restrain foreign nationals from speaking out about issues or spending money to advocate for their views about issues. So it's technically not illegal. So, and that's for foreign nationals. All right. So that's them living here. So I think this is a super gray area, but all I can think is if Trump did this, not even Trump, he wouldn't even do anything because Biden's not doing this, but this is happening. And they're canvassing in Texas, trying to take Texas away, trying to turn it blue. Everyone's been talking for months. Joe Rogan, he's moving to Texas. He's going to turn Texas blue. He's bringing all the crazy Californians out to Texas. They're going to turn it blue. Oh my goodness. Who would have thought it was going to be Australia that's actually calling and trying to turn Texas blue? What? What is this world that we're living in? That we're openly letting this happen. But man, can you imagine? That's all I keep thinking. If Donald Trump had people canvassing from him from any other country, I don't care what country it is, doesn't matter what country, man, that would be frontline news. Foreign interference. We've got him. Finally, we tried to impeach him for some stuff that we set him up with and it didn't work. So finally, we've got it. No, wait, no. Oh, wait, that's Biden. All right, no, whatever. We're going to let it slide. Cool. We'll let it go. What is going on? I can't believe this. This is crazy. I saw this tweet and it blew me away. I've got that, as I said, there's people that are commenting on it from Australia. Let me see if I can find them real quick. And they're basically saying this is ridiculous. Like they need to focus on their own stuff. That's all right. It's funny. Look at this. Check this out. Even Bruce Springsteen says he'll move to Australia if Donald Trump is reelected. Do you think anyone cares, Bruce? Nobody cares. Go ahead. I bet you don't move there when President Trump gets reelected. And that's actually what I tweeted out. I said, I bet you don't. And someone's like, oh, burn. You basically said that, he won't move there if Biden wins. I'm like, what? No, I said, I bet you don't move to Australia when Trump wins. Man, some people don't think before they speak. It's rather embarrassing. No one cares, Bruce. Move to Australia if Donald Trump gets reelected. 4 years ago, you were saying that, oh man, blah, blah, blah. President Trump is toxic and this and that. And I'm so sick of hearing it. I don't care. All these people think that just because they have a platform, that people care what they think. Of course, I'm sitting here with a platform telling you what I think, but that's okay. If you don't agree with me, that's okay too. I don't care. I'm not going to try to, give you an ultimatum. You know, if you don't vote for somebody, that's basically what he's saying. He's not saying, I'm going to move to Australia if blah, 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 blah. No, he's saying, all of my fans, you better vote for Biden because I'm going to leave this country because I'm above this and I have enough money that I can just pick up and leave if I don't like the results of this election. Gosh, it's gross. And this is, I don't remember who else, Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. They were like, yeah, we're going to do it too. We're going to move out if Trump wins. A day after they bought a $12 million mansion in LA. Nice. Yeah, cool. I believe you. Nor do I care. I don't care. Trump's going to win. He's going to win. It's going to be a landslide. This stuff's coming out. Man, the Hunter stuff. Dude, Joe Biden, he's gross. He's sleazy. And he clearly is dirty. Okay? All right, let's move on. Oh, this story, my goodness. So TDS is very real. I don't know if you know about this. TDS is real, yo. Check this story out. There's a video shows a Tacoma teacher scold a 10-year-old for admiring Trump. This pisses me off. Because this teacher, look, here he is. Man. Where is it? There's an audio. Oh, I don't even see it. It's not even here. So there's a video of the mom of this 10-year-old, and she's talking to this guy, and she's ripping him apart because she recorded everything. She had it recorded, and she's like, I want to know why you kicked my son out of the class. You told him that he was wrong for. All right, let me step back. All right, before I get into it, let me just explain what was going on. So this teacher wrote on the whiteboard that when everyone entered, it was a Zoom class, all right, but there was a whiteboard and it said, "Who do you admire?" Period. That was it. There was nothing else. Everyone pick someone that they admire and why. That was it. That was what was on the whiteboard, okay? And this 10-year-old said, "I admire President Donald J. Trump." And I was just like, yeah. Let me read you his words. I got it right here. "I admire Donald J. Trump because he is making America great again and because he is the best president the United States could ever have. And he built the wall so terrorists couldn't come into the U.S. Trump is the best person in the world, and that's why I admire him." That's a cute 10-year-old, man. So this teacher straight up deletes the chat and kicks the kid out of the class after saying how Trump is bad, how he is a racist, how he is divisive, and all these things about him. And then the kid calls his mom and goes, "Mom, I just got kicked out of the class." The mom's like, "Why? Why'd you get kicked out of the class?" And he said, because I said I admire President Donald J. Trump. And the teacher's like, "What? I'm going to check the tapes real quick." And she checked the tapes. She watched them. And then calls the teacher, and then she's got the call with the teacher recorded. So it's very long. It's not very long. It's like a 14-minute conversation. Oh my goodness, it is embarrassing. I'll tell you guys because I listened to it. This guy, he backpedals like crazy. Starts talking about how, well, we were discussing, the past few days, this whole week, we've been discussing famous electricians and inventors and scientists and whatnot. So it was supposed to be, someone that they admired that, had an impact with this. But then they continued the conversation, and then he said, it's actually because there was another child who got upset at that fact that your son admired Donald J. Trump. And then she goes, "That's not true. I have it recorded. You were saying how President Trump is not someone to be admired." He straight up said that to her son, her 10-year-old, and she calls him out. It is cold-blooded. So this is from mynorthwest.com. You can check it out. It is news-guarded, but she calls him out. Like, look, you were biased. You're bringing your bias into the classroom. You were telling my son. What would happen if my son was in the classroom? Would you have kicked him out of the class if he admired the president? This is the presidency that we're talking about. My son should absolutely be allowed to admire the president of the United States. He built that wall, and there is a reduction in terrorists coming across it. That's true. So her son wasn't wrong. Man, she calls him out, and he just starts going, I'm so sorry. By the end of the conversation, this dude finally, this is the biggest cop-out in the world. I want to find it before, I just want to read it verbatim. It's basically got it right here. Here we go. I do apologize if my words were not perfect at the time, he told her. If I said that Trump was hateful and divisive, that may have been what I used at the time, but my purpose was in bringing us back to the conversation of computer scientists and the positive roles that they played in our history. You also said to her in that conversation, sir, that, it could have been a scientist or someone at home that you admire. So wait, someone at home you admire doesn't necessarily mean it's a scientist. You backpedaling, dude. That's what you're doing. You're backpedaling. You're trying to weasel out of this conversation because she got you, man. She recorded it. She even talks about, I've had other issues with my other two sons, with teachers in your school that are trying to convince them that President Trump isn't right. She didn't get into the details of what happened, but she said, yeah, so I record stuff, and I recorded you. And you can hear the sweat roll down his forehead. It was glorious. I'm telling you, you should go listen to it because it is glorious. She's got it. She's got him. And she was so polite. This woman was super polite. I was honestly so surprised on how polite she was because I'm angry. This pisses me off. Oh my gosh. If you're going to try to tell my son what you think about politics as a 10-year-old who's just telling you someone he admires, the only thing you should have done is said, cool, thank you for sharing. Next. Hey, listen, if you have a problem, that's who he admires. Now let's just, who do you admire? Period. Done. That's it. Not, listen, I'm going to kick you out. I'm going to delete the conversation. I'm going to scold you because you shouldn't admire the president. What? This guy should be fired. That's not a teacher. That's not how you should act around children. A 10-year-old is a child, all right? You shouldn't be telling him how wrong he is and scolding him for admiring someone, okay? President Trump isn't divisive. You're divisive. That's on you. That's literally, you're doing that right now. Now that kid and the other kid who was arguing with him and the rest of the kids in his class, that's why the mom had a good point. You shouldn't be talking about this in the class. What if my son was in the classroom physically? Would you have kicked him out? How would he then be treated by the rest of the people? Because you're the teacher. Being a teacher is supposed to be respected. Well, I don't respect you, sir. You don't deserve my respect, nor do you deserve the respect of your students, or certainly not this 10-year-old who had every right to look at the president of the United States and admire him. Get out of here. Can't stand that. Look at this. It's running rampant. I'll keep it going. A New Jersey team says Trump 2020 banner got him tossed from a virtual class. Look at this. Just a teenager, being politically aware. Nothing wrong with that. Having a Trump 2020 sign. Yeah, they're getting triggered. That's what it is. Man, everyone just gets so triggered. There's certain trigger words. Vegan. Oh man, people get triggered. I had an episode with a vegan expert. I was just simply getting information from her. People were so triggered. People getting triggered. Stop it. Stop getting so... Worry about yourself. God, worry about yourself. That's what you need to be doing, not about worrying about others. This is ridiculous. So I asked a bunch of people on my Twitter feed. I said, give me your examples of discrimination from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. And this one caught my eye. This is from Freewind87. Two people I considered old friends argued with me on Facebook over how Trump apparently constantly lies. I hadn't been aware that he lied as much as these two are convinced he did, so I asked what he lied about. Oh my God, literally everything is the answer I got. So I asked what the lies were exactly. I genuinely wanted to know. I wasn't defending him, so they answered everything. I asked, give me an example. They couldn't give me one. So now they tagged me in status updates about how I'm a white supremacist, Nazi, alt-right, etc., and I got blocked. I feel you. I understand. This is it. They don't even know. They don't even get it. They don't have any clue what they've been told. I've been told he lies a lot, so now I'm believing it. Now it's snowballed. It started as a little pebble that pushed it down the hill. Now it's this massive avalanche that's just running down with TDS written across it. That's what it is. That teacher has it? For sure he does. Check this out. This is on the airlines, okay? I don't know if you've seen this viral video. All right, this is of a man. Took his mask down, not off, just to eat something on the airlines. Guess what kind of a mask it was? Trump 2020. That's what it said. It said Trump across it. Keep America great. They kicked him off the plane. He literally pulled the mask down to eat. What? And they kicked him off. He was calm. He had people around him like, what? Show us. This in this video, this woman, the woman filming's like, can you show us what policy that like what policy says he can't just take his mask down to eat? He was wearing his mask. He just took it down to eat. Boom, got kicked off. He got kicked off because he was wearing a Trump mask. Let's be honest. Come on. Obviously. Duh. Look at the look on this guy's face. Well, you know, the policy, I wasn't here. He was basically saying, I wasn't here when the employees, and she's like, all right, we'll tell the employee to explain it. What happened? That employee looked like, I don't care. Get him off the plane. He's a Trump supporter. Therefore, he's a racist. No, he's not. President Trump isn't a racist. This whole thing is stupid. And every single time they come up with an example, it's been debunked. Joe Biden, during the debate, brought up the Charlottesville conversation. President Trump has denounced all the different hate groups that you guys talked about. He said, verbatim, anyone, any hate group, I denounce them. Anyone who spreads hate, I denounce. That's what he says. Countless times, over and over and over again, dating all the way back to who knows when. But he's proved it countless times again because he is fighting for minorities. If you don't know, then look it up. I want to have Mikey Harlow on come on and just talk about the things that he has done. Now, that's a whole different subject because he has done some great things for this country. This is crazy. We even got people like Ice Cube getting attacked. Ice Cube says CNN canceled his interview with Chris Cuomo because they can't handle the truth after it emerged that the rapper had been working with Trump on a plan for Black Americans. That's amazing. Boom. President Trump's like, yeah, I'll talk to you. Let's do this. Ice Cube never endorsed him. He even in his Twitter feed, people are attacking him like crazy. He was just working with the man. He was just trying to further, his community, which is fine with me. I think that, I want to move away from the whole racial segregation that we naturally seem to do, But look, Ice Cube, if you're working with a plan for Trump to help Black Americans, that's awesome. That's great. I got nothing against it. But why would they have something against it? Oh, because you're working with the president of the United States, the one that can actually make a difference right now? Oh, what? So him working with the actual president to try to help his community is something to be condemned? What are you scared of, Chris Cuomo? You can't handle the truth. Ice Cube was right. They got the TDS like crazy. You can't handle the fact that he's simply talking to him, trying to make his community better. There is nothing wrong with it, nothing at all. But you're canceling him, making yourself look worse. They're pushing people away. Man, even Joe Biden was asked the other day, sir, 56% of Americans say they're better off now, even with COVID, they're better off now than 4 years ago under the Obama-Biden administration. What do you have to say with those voters? Guess what he said? Can you guess what he said? He said, then maybe they shouldn't vote for me. What? That's your answer? You're not going to try to convince people why they should vote for you? You're just going to get angry and you get that condescending look on your face. Well, if they don't know, they shouldn't even vote for me because I don't even have to explain why they need to vote for me. That's what he's saying. Well, he thinks that you're too stupid if you don't want to vote for him, or you ain't black, or all the other countless racist things. You know, back in the 80s, Joe Biden was running for president, and he had to step down because one clip of him saying, you can't even step into a 7-Eleven unless you have a slight Indian accent. Like, what? What? Excuse me? And he stepped down because of that. That was controversy in the 80s. Wow. Can you imagine if he had said, if you got a problem with knowing you're going to vote for me or vote for Trump, then you ain't black. What, Biden? Excuse me? Can you imagine if he said that in the 80s? There would have been outrage. How is there not outrage right now? Last night, he was asked about by a young black American, said, you know, what would you give us? And he just talked about, you know, how white generations have a lot of wealth, and that's what he wants to give to the rest of us, essentially. And it was like, God, man, you are clearly from a place of privilege, man. You're the problem, Joe Biden. President Trump straight up does. I learned this from Bryson. I heard rumors, but man, Bryson Gray, he's a smart guy. If you don't know who he is, check him out. Great music also, but man, is he a smart individual. He told me President Trump straight up did handshake deals with black American families. The bank won't give us loans. Can you help us out? I got you. Here you go. And you know what he did? Ripped up their checks. Now you don't need to owe me money. The house is yours. Enjoy your new life. Setting up small businesses for those same kind of families. That's what the president does. That's Donald Trump right there. Joe Biden? Oh man, don't even get me started on Joe Biden. But man, I can't believe it. Someone in chat just said race baiting. Absolutely. That's it. He's race baiting. They're trying to separate us, keep us separate. No. We're Americans. Every single one of us. And I want every single American to do well. Every single American out there, I want you to do well. I want you to succeed in this life. I want you to enjoy life. I want you to feel privileged for you. I want you to feel privileged. I don't want you to worry about other people. I want you to be successful. Every single one of you. I don't think Joe Biden thinks that. I think he looks down on everyone else. I think he thinks he's better than everyone else. That's why people like Trump. Trump talks to you like you're a normal human being. Like you're a person that, you know, wants to be understood. Joe Biden talks to you. Trump talks with you. Kamala Harris, my gosh, she talks down to everybody. Even Pence. I'm speaking. I'm speaking right now. You should shut your mouth. It was during his time. My goodness. The hypocrisy of these Democrats just is driving me nuts. I can't believe it. Anyway, I am going to be, I just want to give a shout out. So that was my segments for the day. I've gone over a little bit. I'm going to get into some super chats. Hopefully I got some time for some music. My goodness, this is sacrilege. I will spin this UFO because I'm not going to spin it much. All right, just a little bit of a boost. I didn't even notice that it wasn't spinning. That's kind of how much I got into this today. Because this kind of stuff pisses me off. People don't do research. They read the headlines of BS news and just pass it along. And then they word of mouth. They play telephone, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And by the time it gets to the end, he's the worst. He's every single person, every single thing we hate about everyone. That's him. He's the embodiment of that. And it's like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to get to. I want to give a shout out to the Walk Away campaign. This is gonna happen. This is happening tonight. This is the LGBT Throwdown live in-person debate, open to the public, moderated by anchor Al Ferguson, live in Fort Lauderdale. It's a historic event. This is a debate between the LGBT left and the LGBT right. Straight up. This is crazy. So Brandon Strzok has set this up. Blair White and Mikey Harlow, they're going to be debating. Let's see. It's Taisha Best, Reverend Dr. Durrell Watkins, and Dr. Ty Hauser. So they're going to be debating. And I'm actually really, really looking forward to this because I have some friends that have been super upset with me. You know, like I got some gay friends. I love them. They don't, just as much as I love all the rest of my friends, but they're super upset with me because I'm supporting President Trump and he's against us. It's like, no, he wasn't. He was the first president in history to be okay with gay marriage before becoming president. That's a fact. Look it up if you don't believe me. It's ridiculous. So I want to give a shout out. That's happening tonight. I'm looking forward to watching that because my goodness, that's going to be spicy. And I want to get my friends to watch it. The ones that are not, they can't stand Trump. And it's like, why? He's got nothing against you. Their argument is like, he's trying to take away my right to get married. And it's like, he was the first person to be okay with, the first president to be okay with it. Where do you get off? Where are you getting your information? It doesn't make any sense. Ugh. Anyway, so shout out to the Walk Away campaign, Brandon Schrock, and of course my homie Mikey Harlow has been on the show with me. So, all right, let's read some super chats here. Tom Bowersock says, I suggested to the Carnivore Cast host that he should talk to you about being on your show. I hope he does. Right on. Yeah, I do welcome it. I don't want to. I want to get all sides of the story. That's kind of what I want. I happen to have a vegan dietitian on that was talking about vegan dietitian stuff, and I happen to be vegan. So if you all got triggered, that's not on me. Alpha Zero Omega says, did you see the town hall of both Biden and Trump? Trump was receiving an interrogation from the moderator while they were playing softball with Biden, and Trump still manages to kill it on stage. I did. Well, I mean, this was before I even started the show, even, actually. Thank you for that, Alpha. Obviously, I did. I talked about it a bunch. So, man, I'm really looking forward to that debate next week because Trump handled himself like a freaking boss, and Biden just is such a softie. We don't want a softie as a president. We want someone that's gonna stand up for us and do what's best for us. And Trump has proven time and time again he wants the American people to prosper. Period. And we have under his presidency. Byron Banks says green tea. All right, we have a green tea. That'll be the first song I play. Aiden says, can you play a Shallowing Dust? It is a Russian song about Soviet and Afghan war. I can send you a translation of the chords. I can't play covers, and I tend to just play my own stuff anyway. I don't even know if I think I can't play covers, so I'm not going to, but Green Tea, as Byron asked for, is one of my songs. Excuse me, so I will be playing that. Let's see where we were. Dat Simple Nope says, are you gonna set up meetups? Are you ever gonna set up meetups? I don't know what meetups. What do you mean meetups? I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. Maybe I don't know. Mr. Trainer Guy says, new emails from Hunter Biden businesses partners show that they got money to access to Biden's and others in the White House at the time. Wow, I didn't see this, so I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but woof, that more stuff is coming every day. Let's see. Fractal says, Adam, check out this website. It'll allow you to license and cover songs. It's affordable, and it's called We Are the Hits. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. That'd be interesting if I could actually license to be able to play, a song. That would be dope. Giorgio says, hey, soys and goils. Nice. I see what you did there. It's time to watch Soy Story on Blu-ray while laying on a yoga mats for social studies. Very nicely played there, Giorgio. Desmond says, I went to a BLM protest a few days ago and interviewed a handful of people. It was nerve-wracking, and I started in journalism because of you and Tim. Good for you, Desmond. Good for you. The best way to be is, in these kind of situations is to try to remain impartial. Just simply ask questions and, don't get spicy with people because you never know. Especially when we see what happened in Denver with Trump supporter just straight up got shot. Now, I know there was, that's all up in the air, but my goodness, so just be careful out there if you're going to be doing on-the-ground reporting. Mark Robershaw again. What up, buddy? Says, Joe Biden has the perfect alibi. He has dementia. Gosh. Yeah, sure. We got a guy running for president with dementia. That's great. Hey, Oz says, the censorship on mainline tech is so overt now it can't be denied without Olympic-level mental gymnastics. And yet, a lot of gold medalists out there. You're right, man behind the screen. I believe you. Mark Robershaw says, it wasn't Hunter Biden's laptop. It was Hillary's. No, it wasn't. It was definitely Hunter's. But they supposedly Pompeo has Hillary's emails, which spicy. We'll see. Let's see. Mark said, remember to fill out every ballot you get. No, I want to vote one time. I have one vote, and I want to make it count. So I'm not trying to cheat at all. Mark, again, says, are you growing magic mushrooms? No, I am not. Ian Hall, thank you for the super chat, says, your replacement on Tim's show, Soy Judah, sucks. Oh, jeez. Well, that is a hefty super chat to tell me that. And then it continues, no beanie, no peace. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I don't know. I honestly thought Tim was just going to do more interview style with Joe, like Joe Rogan. It is kind of it was kind of a surprise that now he just kind of has Ian on, and Ian used to be my guest, but not anymore. So I guess he's just a Timcast IRL regular. Acoustic Theory says we need free speech, and we also need coherent reality. Doublethink is offensive to the intellect because it does not serve reality, nor does it serve survival, since we interact with reality. That's a good point. Yeah, we need free speech, but we do need reality. That's true. I mean, it's it's like there's so many different facets of understanding what reform is for 230. It's just, but we have to maintain free speech, in a way that it's not allowing people to. I mean, Anomaly said something yesterday. It's like hate speech is a perspective issue, right? I mean, hate speech for one person isn't hate speech for another person. So where do we draw the line of what is hate speech versus if we allow all speech? So I don't know. See, exactly. You get right into these, it's a really fine line that we have to walk, but we need to figure something out because as it stands, it's not working. Mark Robershaw again says, you're funny. You think the GOP will do anything, laughing his butt off. No, as I said, I'm not saying I think I might agree with Tim here that nothing's going to come of this. They're going to sit in front of the Judiciary Committee and just go, well, we weren't trying to do this. Our company's not biased, blah, 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 blah. And they're going to be like, okay, tap their papers and get up and like, this was a great whatever. And it's like, nothing's going to happen. But it's, as Anomaly pointed something out last night, it's like, it's getting bigger and bigger. It's more and more things are happening at a bigger and bigger scale. Eventually, it's going to crumble. Eventually, it's going to be too much weight for them to try to, sweep under the carpet and get rid of it. It's just going to make the whole thing fall down. Mark Robershaw said, Ian's not that bad. He brings humor and magnets. Yeah, see, there you go. I don't have anything against Ian. Sursbans, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Life becomes much more positive when you unplug. I agree. This tends to be why I like to stream on Twitch. I don't really talk politics when I'm streaming my Twitch channel, which you can actually check out, Twitch TV/Adam Crigler. And I'll just take a second to also show you, you can donate to me. If you want, you can donate to my PayPal directly or my Bitcoin wallet, or you can send me physical mail. I actually have a P.O. box here, and you can send me stuff if you feel so fit to send me some things. I do need some. I'm going to build some shelves on, you can't see it right here, but yeah, over here. So there's going to be some shelves. I might actually swap up the stuff that's behind me if someone sends me cool things, and that'd be cool. All right. So yeah, let's see where we were. Roger P says, on election night, you and Tim should do a joint live stream like Daily Wire. I know you both have your own shows, but a 1 hour, one night show for election? Well, Tim, I guess, is planning to have Jack Murphy out for the election night and do like an election live thing. I mean, and I sit, we live in the same spot, so maybe I'll join on. I know Tim kind of mentioned that it would be okay if I joined in. Well, I asked if I could join, but Mark Robershaw says, I vocare to die. I'm not going to read your Latin, buddy. No, I don't know what that means, so I'm not going to read it. XXX thank you for the super chat. Mark says, even Satan is better than the left. Okay. Llama Music Channel says, what do you think about China's recent decision to cease importing Australian cotton? I believe I've heard they made up 65% of our cotton income. How is the world to deal with their warfare strategies? I don't know. And as I reported on Tuesday, that they're actually, Xi Jinping actually told his military group to prepare for war. I don't know what it means. It is kind of, I mean, the last thing I want is the world to go to war. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But they're seriously, it seems like they're ramping up for something. And the whole space conversation, because they want to take over space. They've all but said, no, they've straight up said they want the whole globe under their power, period. The new regime, the new CCP, that's what they want. They want to control the world. And we, as Americans, are standing in their way. And Joe Biden wants to sell us out. He wants to bring the TPP back. It's like, dude, President Trump said it. He said they're not after me, they're after you. They're after America. They're after America. Trump 2020. Mark Robershaw said it's not lying if he can't remember, it's dementia. Doesn't matter. I don't care. The man behind the screen says, I take offense to your misrepresentation of the troll people. We don't live in basements feeding on tears. We live in caves and turn hobbits to jelly. Very nice. Very nice. The Gray Gamer says, what do you think of Filthy Frank's vegan video? Oh, I forgot to watch that. I'm sorry. I didn't see it. I will remind myself right now. Filthy Frank's vegan. All right, I'll look at it. Yeah, I see it. I hate vegans. Great. Oh, cool. That's going to be a fun episode to watch. All right, I will check it out, though. Sorry about yesterday, because I had a guest, so I was just trying to, we were talking after the show about some YouTube stuff, so I didn't eventually get around to that, but I will now. It's in the docket there. Cartesian Diver says, use Parler, MagaBook, Gab, and check out the Donald.win. I love the Donald.win. Those people are awesome. I saw that they put out an invite to their channel on Discord, and I just popped in and I said, what up? And someone was like, is that Adam Crigler? And I'm like, yeah, like, what up? And all of a sudden they created my own channel. I had a little mini Ask Me Anything in the Discord channel. They've got like 10,000 members, and it was some hot fire. And funny enough, they got a mark from Discord saying that they overstepped their bounds or whatever, and they had to close down general chat. So this isn't this whole censorship thing. It's actually bigger than Twitter and Facebook. It's infecting Discord. It's probably infecting nearly everything. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Benjamin the Rogue says, my mom got a ballot for me in New York at an address I had never lived at, in a state I haven't lived in since I left for the military in 2005. Very suspect. Wow. Man, they're pulling out all the stops. Haley says foreigners are too comfortable talking about the United States. That's true. They think that everyone's an American. It's kind of weird. They're like, whatever. America's just, the Hollywood, everyone watches it all. So we're all just a part of their culture now. We appropriate the culture, which I don't care about the appropriating culture. I think culture vultures, whatever. It's like, it's just paying homage. Shout out to Tom McDonald. Let's see. Mark Robershaw says, I'm a real Australian, and that guy is a loser. It's damn straight. Mark Robershaw again says, Victoria is rubbish. No one here cares about them. Right on. Desert Bandit says, have you seen the video of the Australian mom being arrested over a Facebook post? I have. I have seen that. It's insane. She literally just posted, I would like to do a peaceful protest. I want to follow all the rules. Let's do it as strictly to the book, under their laws to meet up and, protest legally. And they said, you're inciting violence. You're inciting protest. It's like that. It was legal. She was doing it legally, and they still arrested her. It's crazy. Thug Life Bear says, no one else blames U.S. for pulling out of the Paris Agreement and hurting the environment. That one. Osama. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. It was the Kyoto Protocols. I don't know what those are, actually. Jonathan Powell says, like Bruce, is really going to give up that giant ranch in Colt's Neck. He's not going to leave. He's threatening his group, which are probably mostly Trump supporters. Come on. Miraculous Ladybug. Hey, we went from 2020s to 1984 real quick. My goodness. Can't wait to vote. Great show tonight. Smash that like button and share. Thank you very much. That's a good point. Please do share these videos. It really does help my channel grow. And click the subscribe button below if you haven't subscribed, and the notification bell, which is also below. And you can also become a member and really support my channel. It really does definitely help me out. But most importantly, smash that like button. Smash it. Smash! You can smash it once, but then don't smash it twice unless you smash it a third time. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Nova said, Adam, what do you think about the new Shadowgate video by Millie? I actually haven't seen it yet. I forgot to watch that. A lot was going on with me at the time. I don't know if you knew what was going on around that same time. There was a lot of life changes. For me, I was still restructuring my life because I had moved across the country to start a show with a friend of mine. So, and the rug got swept out from under me. So, the man behind the screen says, just in, loser threatens to leave country if politicians they dislike wins. Spike in public dizziness occurs due to mass of rolling of eyes. Nice one, Oz. Oh, that's funny. Rusty says, grew up in Tacoma. It sucks seeing your hometown turn into this. Teachers should be fired for the abuse of power and political indoctrination. Thank you. I 100% agree. Byron Banks says, the Donald.win Discord is on full lockdown until after election. Yeah, they basically got a mark. I don't know why I wasn't in there when it happened, but it happened after I had my little mini AMA last night. So it was kind of interesting. The man behind the screen again says, teachers should be fired. Unions will protect him. Exactly. The most powerful union in the country will just protect their bad teachers from indoctrinating kids. Or to keep them indoctrinating kids. Yep. Jason Dixon says, spin that UFO. I will spin it. It is not spinning very fast, but I can change that awfully quick. There it is. There it is. All right. BB. Bing, 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 became a member. Thank you for that. Come on. There we go. All right. Thank you for that. Let's see. Fed up Vet says, what happened between you and Poole? Something that caused him to let me go. Fatty B says, if you're looking for guests to talk about secret societies, check out Kristen T. Harris. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. The man behind the screen says, where is Trumpy Bear? The people demand to know. He's sitting over there. He's chilling. Acoustic Theory says, repeating that Trump is a white supremacist is a whipping boy tactic to make him into the face of white supremacy, even though he isn't one. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. They're just trying to brainwash everybody. Bryson Gray says, I'll accept an interview if we can discuss my farts. That's a trick. That's not from the actual Bryson Gray. That's not the real Bryson Gray. That is I be ripping him in disguise. I know it. Adam's gay friend says, any one of us could outfart Donald Trump. Thank you, I be ripping him. I recognize you when I see you. Mr. Scott says, where is the debate streaming? I can't find a link. That is a good question. I don't actually know. I really hope it's live. This is the debate that you're talking about. It says you can go to gaytownhall.com/vote for tickets. I'm assuming that's where it's going to be at. Oh, it says actually right here, streamed on YouTube. And so it's probably ready to go. It looks like people are already in the chat. The stream started 18 minutes ago, so they prepped it because it starts in about 17 minutes. So yeah, you can go #WalkAwayCampaign YouTube, and it'll be there. You can check them out and watch the debate there. So check out #WalkAwayCampaign on YouTube, and you can watch that debate. Let's see. Play the song from 1 or 2 weeks ago. Retro says, I don't know what. I honestly have no idea. That's tough. No clue. Blue Dragon, hey boss, wanted to give you a shout out to all the people in the Addams Family Discord. Also, smash that like button. Nice. I felt like it was all in caps with a period in between. Did I do it right? I think I did it right. Thank you, Blue Dragon. Recently became an Adam Knot in the Adams Family Discord. That is my Discord channel. If you are interested in joining the channel, I should put an invite somewhere. I don't know. They only last 24 hours. So I could put a link somewhere, but it only lasts 24 hours. So you'd have to jump on the chance to join it because I think you have to be a certain level before you have like a permanent invite code, which I don't have yet. So sorry. Let's see. Where are we? Tam Tom says, good show. USA, USA. Thank you. Thank you, Tam. Jim says, Elon made the price of the Model S $69,420. Nice. He really did. Donald T says, oh, hold on. I just got a super chat jump. There we go. Adam, you inspired me to vote this year. I am voting for Trump. Thank you for all your research and sharing with us. Thank you very much, Donald. All right. I appreciate that. Very nice. Vice President Joe Biden says, I'm learning so much from Adam. I'm going to adapt. Cool. Thank you. Hate Speech says, I'm protected, you idiots. Get over it. All right. Interesting super chats tonight. Bulletproof Motive says, over 80,000 live viewers your last night at IRL. He hasn't achieved that since. I will never understand the decision. Love you, bro. Neither do I. Monster Male says, Soy Judas can't keep up. Soy Jesus was too quick for Lord Beanington. Love Adamcast IRL. Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, we also have a long history of being friends, too. I think that really carried well in our friendship together because we can poke at each other and we understood each other really well. So I really do think it's a shame that I'm not on that show anymore. That Simple Nope says, never mind about the meetups. I realize that some bozo can follow home. Oh, I see. Like physical meetups. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Nova says, Adam, check out ssusa.org. I don't know what that is, but okay. Zeta Zen. Bing, 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 bing. Became a member. Thank you very much for that. Dark Party says, does Tim charge you rent? No, he doesn't, which is quite nice of him. Bryce Johnson, thank you for the super chat. Nova says, smash the like button like Hunter Biden smashes his crack pipe. Oof. Spicy. Retro says, life sucks sometimes until it doesn't. That's true. It's kind of sounds like the first line in one of my songs. Until you realize it's not so bad. Shanjack says, Adam, please reach out to Dave from X22 Report. He's a terrific guy to interview about current geopolitical events. His channel was purged yesterday. I know, along with many other channels, Red Pill, Just Informed. You know, it's really a shame, too, because a lot of these people, you know, it's their livelihoods, and YouTube cut them out. So it is really a shame. Bryce Johnson said, what would you think of a counter to the number of times the UFO has been spun 360 degrees? I'd be happy to make one for you. Wow, like 1, 2, like each time, 1 360-degree spin. Like, geez. If I had to guess, probably like 500,000 times since we got it. Easy. Because like it'll just spin. It goes. You know, and then you think about like how many spins. Like, let's look at this. Look at this. Look how fast it can go. Like, you got to imagine how fast that ticker's going up right now. You know, from when you just super chatted me and how, right now, it's probably spun 100 times. Right? I don't know. Like, anyway, Retro says, sorry, the song Freely. Oh, wait, you're actually asking for me to play that. Okay, well, I'll play that after Green Tea. I got about 10 minutes after this, so let's see. Thomas Stein says, live in Oregon, voted for Jorgensen. I don't think there's a way that Trump can win Oregon. I think it would be better to help third parties' viability, or visibility, maybe you're saying, or viability. And then the man behind the screen says, play whatever songs are your favorite. Oh, well, those two are pretty good. Nova says, ssus.org is about competitive shooting. Check it out. Oh, cool. Right on. I like that. And with that, it is nearing the end of my show. I've got about 10 minutes left so I can play a few songs. I do want to get the lyrics for Green Tea because I don't really remember them too well. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. This is my old school songbook. Actually, not that old, but it's oh wow, I turned right to it. I love it when I do that. Now, where is my capo? There it is. Can't play green tea without this. Yeah, I got this wonky. I actually don't capo the whole guitar. There it is. I leave the. I basically make it drop D without making it drop D. All right, so this is green tea. Turn the mic up a little bit. I can't really turn it up, but maybe I can turn it up here. Can you guys hear that? Yeah, you guys can hear me fine. All right, so this is green tea. I don't have any whiskey, but that's all right. All right, here we go. Green tea Sunday, impure breaking of the dawn, lazy morning, roll back over, sleep till noon or the afternoon. Something got a hold on me. Tasty weekend, impure breaking of the law. I'm cloudy yet weightless, suppressing all those things I do. But I shouldn't do. Something has got a hold on me. You used to draw me pictures in the dark and erase them with a smiling face. Too bad all those dreams seem to fade away. Haunting green tea, impure breaking of my mind, the silent excuses. I know I sometimes lose control, and that was the start of it all. Something got a hold on me. You used to draw me pictures in the dark and erase them with a smiling face. Too bad all those dreams seem to fade away. Thank you for that, everybody. Yeah, right on, right on. So that was green tea, and thank you for hanging out with me. And on this Friday night jams. You know how we used to do on Timcast. Unfortunately, I hear Tim doesn't play anymore. That's a shame because he's a great musician. I did hear a new master for his song that Nisha's actually producing. Wow. Do you guys know the song "Will of the People"? Yeah. So Tim actually recorded it. And it's really dope. I'm really excited to see it because Nisha has basically been working on it for a while, and that's what she's doing. She's basically setting up this awesome. She set up this company to do an awesome video for Tim's Will of the People song. Tim recorded it, and it's really awesome. So we're really excited I'm really excited to see it and have it come out. All right. So anyway, this is this next song is called Freely. Yeah, I need a little bit of whiskey though. Really does help the the tubes. Oh, we got a super chat here. Let's see. Oh my goodness, a couple super chats. Keeney says, "What's the difference between Patreon and YouTube deleting people?" I don't know. What do you mean by Patreon and YouTube deleting people? Well, so was Patreon also deleting people and YouTube deleting people? I mean, what's the difference? I mean, it doesn't matter. They're all deleting people. It's crazy. Jason Dixon says, "Adam, I love your show. I'm slightly depressed you are no longer on the Timcast IRL show." Me too. You were a very valuable member. Ian is okay. He's not you. Yeah, I am sad about it too. I mean, Tim and I talked about it for 7 years, and whatever. I have no choice but to do my own thing and move forward in life. That's the only thing we can do. I'm not the type of person to wallow, and I'm not a victim. I refuse. So I'm gonna do my own thing until he finally decides that the show is better with me and brings me back on. Anyway, this is called Freely. Life sucks sometimes, but when you realize it's not so bad, just move along. What choice do you have? You choose where your mind spends all its time. When it all comes freely, it's wonderful. Let it all come crashing like the ocean tide. Climb up to top of the mountainside and scream it out. Don't hold it inside. When you find a smile, naturally, that's some magic, don't forget it. It'll help you see. In the dark, in the night, when you're trying to find your way and you've lost your sight. When it all comes freely, it's wonderful. Let it all come crashing like the ocean tide. Climb up to the top of the mountainside and scream it out. Don't hold it inside. When it all comes freely, it's wonderful. Let it all come crashing like the ocean tide. Climb up to the top of the mountainside and scream it out. Don't hold it inside. Let it all come All right, everybody. Thank you very much for hanging out with me during my little jam session at the end of my Friday night show. It is that time. Timcast IRL is going live in a minute, so I'd like to get off and let him have the show. So if you want to tune in to Timcast, it's going live. I'm going to be watching the Walkaway campaign on the Walkaway LGBT Throwdown. They've been going on this for a while, so I'm really excited about it. You all have a wonderful night. You can catch me later on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Adam Crigler. On Twitch, I go live around 10, basically whenever they end up doing their show. So thank you so much. I will see you next time. And if I don't see you tonight, I will see you on Monday here on Adamcast IRL. Thank you.